empowered learning. So you have to commit to a lifelong process of learning and strategy improvement. And you have to be someone who embraces knowledge, conventional and unconventional sources, right? And I believe that you have to be in a constant state of exposure to knowledge and information. When I was younger, I used to try to do the thing that was unexpected of me at all times. That was always my goal. I thought about my environment, I thought about myself, and I said, listen, one of my strategies early on was to always learn things that people wouldn't expect I would know, that they would have to assume based on my financial conditions, my environment of being in the hood and the streets. They would then have to look at this young black man, right? Because, and this is something I might really teach about, how do you become a high-level observer and how you step outside of yourself. So most people that's surviving, they look from their own lens of view. That's all they can see. What I need to do, what I need to get done. So people that's in survivorship, they don't really have empathy because they only see through their eyes. I need this, I gotta eat, I gotta get money. So most people that's in survivor, they're not thinking about how other people are viewing them. This is why people that come from, impoverished environments and dangerous environments, you be wondering why they don't make this change, because they're not looking at themselves through your eyes, right? That's step 2 thinking, right? Step 1 thinking is just survival, what I need to do. Step 2, now you're thinking about your connection to others. So anyway, I say all of that because I always thought in the third. I would think in the third, like, all right, this is how that person would view me. I didn't just think about how I'm viewing them. So I would think about how they viewing me. And so now I'm thinking about how the world views me. So now my goal is creating and controlling worldview, right? This was my thinking from a youngster. So I would say, okay, this is how the cop go view me. This is how the white man go view me. This is how the black man go view me. This is how the world go view me, right? So I would then make sure that I learn things so I know that I can automatically destroy their worldview of me when I'm talking to them. And then I bring up something about philosophy. And they're like, wait a minute. That's not who I thought that was. I know, because you have this box of assumptions that you made based on people in this environment. Same thing when people see me wearing a crown, people see me out. They don't know what I know until I start talking to them. And then they like, wait a minute, this brother can speak on finance and tech and spirituality and consciousness, and right, he can talk about culture, and he can go into all these different pockets. And so now they have to take me for who I am, not who they thought I was, right? So now I'm deleting their bias and I'm forcing them to respect me as I am. So a lot of people want me to commit to one thing. Bro, say this is what you do. Say that is what you do. No. You want me to box myself so that you can put me in this box. So if I do things outside this box, then you can judge me. People be like, what does 19 Keys do? I do me. How do you feel? What is the effect you have from the work I do? Did you learn something? Do you feel inspired? Right? Like, what do I do is I affect the world. And what I do for each individual is different depending on what you come. Some people come from motivation. Some people come for inspiration. Some people come for education. Some people come from automation. Some people come for instruction. Right? Everybody doesn't have that ability to be that well-rounded. So therefore, we may make fun of somebody else who is high level because we don't have that ability to be multidimensional ourselves. Right? So I always understood that as a youngster, and I knew that I would have to, and this is what, like, for me, grew my love for learning. Right? I knew that, being a polymath, school used to be about making people like that, well-rounded, universal thinkers. That's what school was about in the beginning. University, universal thinking. Right? So it was about the universality of your mind and your thinking. But now it's not like that. Now it's pushing you to a job, to pick a topic, to be one-dimensional, to tell the world this is my title and this is who I am, so people can judge you off the context of that title window. No, I'm a soul, spirit, man, mind being. You know what I'm saying? Embracing learning, because learning is connected to your wealth standard. The more you learn, it literally, the more you earn. If you go look at the Bureau statistics and you go look at white, Asian, Hispanic, Jewish, black, you go look at income levels, it's directly proportionate to education levels. So, you know, the more you learn, the more you can do. And a learning mind is a fresh mind. It's an empowered mind. It's a mind that can constantly think of new ways. It's a mind that does not get rigid and stuck, but it's malleable. And learning is necessary the older you go, right? Especially after 25, because your brain has a shift and it changes. So you have to constantly learn because you have something called white matter and neuroplasticity, where your mind becomes plastic and it becomes harder for you to learn. So learning keeps your mind agile, right? It's like stretching and keeping your body, you know, nimble, right? And it's agile. So you want to constantly learn so, you know, you don't get these debilitating mental issues that happen as you age and these age-related illnesses. So learning is very important to keep your mind fresh. A child is doing what? Learning. A child is forced to learn because the child doesn't know, so he's always intaking data. So that mind is necessary. The problem is the more you store when you're younger, the more you can learn, right? That's the way the brain works, because the brain is just like, well, if we don't need it, then we'll just get rid of these things, right? And, you know, we can go deeper into how that science works at another time, but it's very important. So learning is that process that every thought leader is required, because you don't want to become rigid selling one way of thinking when you could have developed and advanced your wisdom so that you're always pushing yourself and pushing others. So this is why I may be talking about something now that I learned 5 years ago. It just wasn't time, right? And there's no point of a thought leader to just give you the information that's already out there. So yes, I'm going to talk about different things. We're going to get to that. But the law of constant learning, being a lifelong student, is necessary.